Back at it again.
Oh,
Episode
man,
70, Birdie's Not BS. I got Cheyenne Wood. She's traveling. Shy, where you at?
Somewhere in a hotel around America, as usual, living out of my suitcase.
Can you believe 70 episodes? Like,
70.
that's a lot. You put up with me for a lot of minutes of content.
That's 70 weeks, more than probably 70 hours, because our episodes are only 20 minutes long, but best believe, our conversations go longer. So
Yeah, they do. I don't know how you put up with me, but it's funny when we talk about, episode 70, and we're going to look back kind of over the show for a little bit this episode. We started with 10 minutes. It was like 8-minute content with like 2 minutes of getting technical, and the people wanted more from you. Well, us, I guess. I'm saying you.
Maybe they just said me, but
but no, that's why we ended up changing it. We had the 10-minute episodes. We thought that was good. Like, I really thought, you're a podcast listener. I will say I wasn't really a podcast listener until when we started this. So like, you enjoyed like kind of the longer thing. I was cool with 10 minutes.
10 minutes, it went by quick. It was fun. I think it was easy to digest. But yes, I came into this, I listened to 3-hour podcasts. Like, so 10 minutes, we got in what we needed to, though, but the people wanted more.
We kept it tight. So I don't know, then we went with the interviews, and then we added some time, and I thought it was cool, man. It still was. It felt like the same length of recording time. I'll be honest with you, it just felt like it was the same. But
it goes quick.
That is what it is. So again, episode 70. I can't believe it. It's funny. You guys should have seen us when we started. I had an apartment back, in Phoenix. I just moved here, and Cheyenne and I, we had this like pillow partition that we would put between the two of us when we recorded. So I'd be looking at Cheyenne, and between us, we had a pillow so that the audio didn't bounce back and forth. And we've come a long way. Now we got like unidirectional mics, and we done dropped some cheese on these mics, Shy.
I've got my fancy microphone, obviously not today, but at home, when I am prepared, I have my fancy little microphone. So I'm like a professional podcaster now, but we've definitely come a long way. I specifically remember starting out, and we had our little intro piece that we were going to read. And, I've never been a podcaster before, but it probably took us a good hour to get through this 20-second thing.
The sport of golf is changing.
But is it changing fast enough? Is it keeping up with the millennial expectation?
It was hard. And I was like,
no, it was not easy.
What
we
am I
had
getting
no
myself
idea.
into?
We had no clue what we were doing on that read. It was like, how many years do we have between us of golf? Like, we were like on the fly. I feel like a lot of the first season was on the fly. We were just trying to give the people what they wanted. People got to understand, like, this podcast is really our kind of love letter to golf, kind of some of the things that we wanted to say that we've experienced or heard that people have, that they were experiencing. So we wanted to share those things. And then you got, PR reads and this, that, and the third, and it just, it didn't come out. Look where we started. Our first episode was, Is Golf Racist? Hey, looking back, I did not want to record that episode. Like, I really didn't.
I know you didn't.
I did not.
You were very against that one.
No, I just didn't. That's not the start that I wanted to give everybody. It's like, oh, here comes now they talking about the racist stuff, and then I was like, I didn't want to tune half the people out, but it actually hit, and I'm glad we did that.
There are conversations that need to be had, and nobody else was having them. So it was a bold start to the podcast, but I think it kind of gave the people a taste of what we're capable of having conversations about. And we did. We continued that throughout the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, it was something that I felt like needed to be had, like, because people I feel like people kind of want to sweep that under the rug. Like, there's no cultural biases when you go to the golf course, especially as a minority nowadays. Like, like I went to the course today and people looked at me like I was out of place. I'm PGA professional. And it's like, if there's any place I'm supposed to feel comfortable, it's at the golf course. You know what I mean? Like, and they looking at me like, can I help you? Yeah, you can help me. Take my damn bag off my back, put it on a cart, and get me ready to go. Where's the check-in? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's brutal. But
I don't know. Like
it happens.
That one wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed the feedback, because there were so many people that were like, you said it. Thank you for like saying it, because we're not going to the golf course, or we're not going to the driving range at Top Golf because we feel, the eyes on us. We don't feel welcome. And I think the feedback, in general, the feedback has been extremely positive.
Yeah,
For what we
definitely.
hear and what we've seen, and like I said, we started off with this little mic in an apartment.
Yes, and I love it because when we're recording, we never really know how it's going to be received.
Never.
We come up with these topics a lot of times right before we record, or a few hours before, and we just kind of talk about it. One of the ones that were my favorite that were really popular and people I think connected with was the golf bugaboos.
I did not
Um,
want to record that episode either.
See, I think that's a good sign. When you don't want to record, it's about to
Right.
be a good
It's like, I
episode.
don't want to talk about this. Well, it's bullshit because I turned out to actually be the bugaboo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you were like, see, told you it was bugaboo. And you walked me down the path to
You
realize
look
that.
up golf bugaboo in the dictionary, and it's got a big old picture of Doug Smith right there.
It's messed up. You set me up for that. I feel like you were listening to Beyonce like on the way in.
I was.
Because I remember that
Yes.
episode came out of like nowhere. It was
Yes.
like,
Bugaboo. How did the words go? I
you're
forgot.
bugging me,
but
you're bugging who?
you,
No.
yes.
Somebody,
And
yeah.
yeah,
It
you're
ain't
bugging
cool.
me, you're bugging who, moo, you, knew.
It
I
ain't,
don't know
yeah.
what the words are. It's,
It ain't cool. It's funny you talk about that's your favorite episode because it's like similar lines. Mine was Golf Sucks. Like Golf Sucked episode was therapy for me.
yeah.
Like I felt like I got to get out all the stuff that I just couldn't stand about golf, from the slow play to just it felt so like therapeutic to record
Yes.
that
I mean, you
episode.
need that. And I feel like a lot of our episodes that came out best and that, I don't know, we flowed the best were ones that we were venting. Because as we all know, as golfers, it can be stressful. We go through a lot, and
No
sometimes you
question.
need these therapy sessions to vent and get it all out. So I think some of our episodes definitely doubled as therapy.
Absolutely, because mental health is such a thing you got to worry about nowadays. So I feel like you were my therapist and I was yours, and we were able to kind of use the platform of sharing, you know, our lives and experiences and
Yes.
advice through the game of golf with the listeners. And shout out to everybody that does listen to the podcast. I
Yes.
mean, it's been crazy. Here episode 70, can't believe it. I thought George Gankis was fun. That was our like first guest that we had. So like,
Yeah.
and that was the first time we really had to like be official journalists. You know what I mean? Like actually ask questions and listen. And it's
Yes.
like, and of all the
Have to
people,
sit
I
up a
feel
little
like George
straighter.
was the wrong person for our first start, but it was cool because he was just chilling.
So chill.
We actually got some good content, man. I remember George, asking like, we talked to him about, how to pick a golf coach. How should players like pick a coach? And he's like,
Yes.
hell, I don't know. Like,
Just pick one.
but it goes to show you,
But-
when you are picking coaches, I mean, it's tough because you're literally choosing a relationship to be in,
Mhm.
and you're going to pay for this advice. So you really got to date coaches and figure out who you kind of jive with. Even through the show, Shy, you kind of dated some coaches, and we talked about that during the.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Yes, I
not
have
dating the
dated
coach.
as
I'm
well.
talking about like trying out new coaches and their philosophies, not like actually dating the coaches.
Yes, I've never
like,
dated my golf coach or any golf coaches.
For the
Just
record,
to set that
yes,
straight. Yes.
Cheyenne Woods
Okay.
has never dated her coach.
Continue.
I was just saying, like, you went through a coaching change or experiment, whatever you want to call it, and we were able to talk about that on the
Mhm.
podcast and let people know kind of what you were going through, the fields you were looking for, things
Yeah.
you were struggling with, and like you even talk. I mean, I feel like Shy, you really kind of opened up to people about some of the things that you were going through on the golf course.
Thank you. I tried. I tried. But I love that because we can talk about some stuff behind the scenes that people would never know about, that either an amateur golfer or a professional golfer goes through when finding a coach, going through swing changes. Another favorite episode of mine was when we talked to Dr. Bob Winters and talked about the mental side of the game, because that's something that a lot of people don't even know how to approach. So we were able to kind of dive in. And I think even for us, we learned a lot from that episode. He was great.
We're interrupting this episode because Shy and I want to tell you about something that's changing the way that we practice putting at home.
That's right. We use the Perfect Practice putting mat, which is trusted by more than 100 tour pros.
The Perfect Practice putting mat makes it easy for you to practice at the crib or at the office. Plus, it's kind of dope too. Like you can display it proud, like have it wherever you want to, but just use it before or after you're around and you'll make more putts.
If you're serious about shooting lower scores and you just want to stay in the house, the Perfect Putting Mat is what you need. It's the one golf item you'll buy this year that will change your game.
Go to perfectpractice.golf and use the code BirdiesNotBS to save you some loot. Hey, you're going to save 15% on your order. Who don't want to do that? Head to perfectpractice.golf to start draining more putts. Yeah, Dr. Bob he's such a great orator. Like he speaks well, he's engaging, his inflections. You want to know what he has to say. You want to hear. And but Dr. Bob's one of those guys that's all about putting. So like I remember like when we both felt like leaving and going right to the course to practice after we got done listening to that.
Yes, I was motivated. I'm trying to scroll back and see what episode that was episode 49, because I know a lot of people out there need that one. Dr. Bob Winter.
It's crazy. Like from the numbers perspective, that episode really like hit. Like it really resonated with a lot of people. Like people,
it did.
And I think that it was kind of funny. Like I think the mental aspect of golf is one of those things where you don't really get a lot of information when you're watching Golf Channel or you're reading, the golf media publications. Like you don't get a lot of content that you can actually sit back and try to apply. So I thought that was very kind of interesting that we were able to get Dr. Bob on.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, we had a lot of great guests over the last 70 episodes. People who are in the golf industry, not in the golf industry. And I think some of those are the most fun. Like you said, George Lopez, or we talked about George Lopez. We talked to George Lopez. We talked to Larry Fitzgerald, Sage Steele. So just getting different personalities who have the commonality of loving golf. Why do you love it? How did you get into it? I think they're all conversations that we can relate to as golfers, because it's a crazy game, but for some reason we keep coming back.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like I don't know about you I'm a new journalist, so as we interviewing people, like learning to create the flow and keep the conversation moving and letting certain topics breathe, like those were all new things for me. So just trying to like figure it out how to have a conversation and then be recorded. Now we got lights on us and mics and like it's crazy. Like it's funny you talk about the guests. I remember the Boyd Summerhays episode, and shout out to Boyd, like him taking the bread to the course, when Preston was young, and just letting them have fun and created this atmosphere of fun at the golf course. Go feed the ducks with a loaf of bread. Like think about that. A loaf of bread's cheaper than a dozen balls, right? So this guy was able to just, you know what I'm saying? Like just do his thing, go feed him. And then now he's got a world beater son that's just winning every damn thing.
Years later, look at him now. It worked. When I have a kid, let me get a loaf of bread and try start dropping the crumbs.
Right. And then you talk about kids too. Larry Fitzgerald episode. You remember that? He was at football practice.
He was at football practice. Yes. Kids in the background. He stepped away and talked to us about golf for 20 minutes. Who can say that they pulled Larry Fitzgerald away from his son's football practice to talk about golf? I love it. You can. Yes,
we can. We
can. I love a lot of the moments too that people don't see behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys personally know Doug, but Doug's a busy man and he works a lot. So sometimes when he comes into the podcast, he's a little tired. Some of my favorite moments are when Doug comes in to record and he's got a nice little glass of whiskey. You see, he's got all this energy when he comes on the pod. Got a nice glass. It's okay. I had a few White Claws on some episodes.
Yeah.
That's a part of golf, though.
No, it is. And, it's funny, like, a lot of people don't understand Shy, too. And this is, one thing that I enjoy is, this is something that we've done out of our own pocket. I'm not trying to call everybody out, like, what I'm saying, but, this has been something that we wanted to do so bad that, from the recording and our episodes are sent out to be kind of edited as well as scrubbed, and the audios are mastered and things like that. So there's a lot more than goes on than just sitting on a computer, just going back and forth. There are fees incurred to get the audio correct. So, it's been awesome to share this experience and some of this financialness with you.
Yes. No, it's
and Monty Bell. We can't forget Monty Bell.
Yes, Monty Bell, the MVP of the podcast.
Yeah.
Our producer, for those of you who don't know, and also Doug's wife.
And creator. It was
And
her
create,
idea.
yes.
Like that's the
She
crazy
was
thing
the
too. Like
inspiration, yes.
she was like, y'all should do a podcast. I was like, what the hell do we know?
And look at us now, 70 episodes in.
I can't believe 70, man. I feel like I should get a cake. Where the cake at?
Right, for real. Some cake, some champagne.
Some something, man. But Sean, what is it about this damn game that keeps you just coming back? Like what is it? Like we're chasing a white ball around grass.
I think it's something we all try to figure out. I'm still figuring it out. It's just some secret thing about golf that keeps you coming back. We all have had the bad days, but you've had the good days. And I think that's what it is we love about golf. There's always something to work on. It's never anything that you can truly master. You can always be better. There's so many aspects of the game that you can be creative. You can try different things. You have your good days, you have your bad days, but it's just so addicting in a sense that it's a forever journey. And I don't know. I love it.
Is it the fact that you can't win? Like, is that like
What
it should
would
be
be
like
considered
demoralizing?
winning golf? What do you think?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, when you go play, it's a game you can't really win
Yeah,
unless
I
you're playing
know.
against people. You can beat them, but like, I don't know. There's something about just trying to get that damn ball to do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Like make it go high, go low, curve left, curve right. You know what I mean?
Or just hit the fairway.
I don't even know why you say stuff like that because you
Because I
don't
know
miss
a lot of people
fairways.
just want to hit the fairway. I hear
Yeah.
it all the time.
No, I do. But it's funny when we talk to Steve Malbin, man, and he's just in the backyard, just sitting, smoking, chilling, having a good time
Chilling.
with life. And just the people that we've been able to connect with, via the pod. A lot of people, were our friends, but like you said, George Lopez, Steve Malbin, we really didn't know those guys, coming in and I don't know Earl, or excuse me, I know Earl. I don't know Olajuwon, the East Side Golf guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, so
Eastside.
it was dope to get them in here to talk about, the new era, the fashion, bringing people together, the game. Like, it was fun to hear their story and how they are where they are.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's so many people in this golf industry that it's interesting to hear their perspectives. Obviously, you always hear from tour players, coaches, but what about the people who have the startups in the apparel industry or the athletes who are trying to just find their, I don't know, confidence on the golf course off the field? But so many different perspectives to hear from. And so I think that's why I loved having guests on, because that was something new after season 1. And we weren't sure how it was going to go, but I think we've learned a lot.
It's funny that you said confidence just now, because this show was pitched to us to be called Golfidence.
Yes. It didn't stick, obviously.
I feel like that was.
It was creative. It was creative.
It was creative, but I don't think it hit how. Hell, Monty Bell called it. Like, I'm calling my own wife out. I'm sorry, but she wanted to call the show Golfidence, and we gave her the quick no. We can't. No. Golf it? Come on. What the hell is that anyway? I don't even know
how we came up with Birdie's Not BS. I don't know how that came, but I love it. It stuck and and it makes sense.
So, Shy, we got a question from my man, Big T, founder for 18. He responded to a post that we put up on IG. He said, rank in order of what you'd like to do best. Tee shot, approach shot, short game. Tee shot, approach shot, short game. Which one do you like to do the best? I'm
going to just go backwards. Short game first, approach shot second, tee shots last.
See, I'm weird. I'm just gonna mix those up a little bit. I'm tee shot, short game, approach shot. If you can get the ball in play, keep it out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't stress out all the rest of the stuff.
That's true. I feel like short game, no matter what, if you are off with your approach, if you're off with your tee shots, you'll be good. So I think we'll both be good with that lineup. So, Cheyenne, as we wind down our 70th episode, what are your takeaways going to be from Birdie's Not BS? Oof. I mean, we've met a lot of great people. We've had a lot of great conversations. We've sparked some great conversations. And I loved every minute of it. We've had 70 episodes and I'm sad. I'm so sad to say this is my final episode with you, Doug, with Birdie's Not BS. But I'm always going to be here if you ever need, I can hop in and be a little guest co-host. Remember good old times. But this is going to be my last episode. So I'm super bummed, but I'm always here to support, and always here if you do need a, co-host here or there.
Co-homie. Hey, Shy, it's been a pleasure to get this idea off the ground over the last, 3 seasons, 3.5 years. I've known you for a long time.
Very long
this
time.
has been a great opportunity for me to join you and reach out to the masses to talk about the game that we love. So I do want to thank you. Monty Bell and I both love you to death.
Yeah.
And we know that you got all kinds of stuff coming up for people to see you and still, touch and feel Cheyenne Woods. So we wish you all the luck and just thank you for being a part of this with us and growing something out of nothing.
Yeah, no, this has been fun. I mean, something out of nothing. We started from scratch. We built this thing up. So I'm just so happy to have been a part of it. And I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. So I'm holding tryouts coming up soon. We're going to have
You could be here.
We're going to have tryouts. Birdie's Not Beer. We're going to do an Instagram contest with everything. No, but Shy, we love you to death. We wish you all the best, all success. But the show goes on. So we got to figure out what we're going to do next, but I'll still be here talking golf. So, hey, thank you so much. Birdie's Not BS, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Shy, we love you to death, and it's been an honor.
Thank you, guys. I can't wait to tune in to the next episode at Birdie's Not BS.
Hey, be sure to tune in next week. Follow, like, share, and get your questions in on, well, damn sure won't be Cheyenne's DMs no more, but feel free to slide in. Yeah, if you can forward those over, that'd be great. So thank you again, Shy. Hey, tune in next week. Got more content for you. Birdie's Not BS. We right here. Holla at you.